By the time I ventured further into Azerbaijan, things got more lush beyond the desert. The adventure had started to change. The first days were about movement, finding my feet, managing the conditions and atmosphere, alongside showing to myself that I could keep going. But the further I ventured, the less the journey seemed to be about the distance. The path was pulling me into these places with long paths, communities shaped by commerce, faith, conflict, family, and customs far older than the nation I've spent my life in. In this part, the bike becomes less of a tale and more of a way to get into it. It takes me into the villages I might never otherwise visit, and gives people an excuse to stop, ask questions, and pull me into their day. I came here wanting to discover Azerbaijan. I was starting to understand that it meant more than seeing its landscapes. It meant attempting to notice what its people hold within them.
Good morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Had an awful night of sleep. Lots of mosquitoes in here somehow. I made sure all the windows and doors were shut, but I just kept getting attacked by mosquitoes all night, and it was so hot that I just couldn't sleep because of the heat, and I had to put the sheets all over top of me so that the mosquitoes wouldn't eat me. But then I was super hot, and it was just this awful cycle of not getting any sleep. So early start today, 6:30. Not feeling that alive this morning, but hopefully I should wake up soon. Yeah, with an early start and having the whole day, that should be quite achievable. I'm gonna be heading back into Agdash. Yeah, looks like we'll be passing quite a few towns along the way today, which is exciting. Took me a while to leave the town there, quite a slow start, but I managed to go deeper into that park I found last night and found a big square, I'm not too sure, had a massive Azerbaijani flag in the middle, and it looked like an awesome spot. Had lots of carnival games, and I imagine that would be quite a fun place to hang out with family, and I bet that's what a lot of locals do. Town is starting to wake up now. It's just past 7, and yeah, it's a beautiful morning. It's quite a wonderful time of day at the moment. So in these towns, I've been seeing all these big posters hanging up with these people who have obviously been in the army, and all of them are just been photos of the people. But in this town, they've actually had the dates on them, and I've been able to work out that they've all been put up in honor of the people who fought in the war against Armenia. So I believe late 1980s, early 1990s, the Soviet Union collapsed, and both Armenia and Azerbaijan declared independence and went to war against each other. Tens of thousands of people lost their lives in that war. Millions got displaced, and I believe there's been tensions ever since, to the point that in the early 2020s they went to war again for what I believe was 44 days. Again, thousands losing their lives. I was warned about the tensions here with that. I was warned not to mention any politics or to talk about any wars and all that with anyone here, as I believe a lot of people still have a bitter taste in their mouth. Yeah, it's quite humbling to see that. And it's to the point that all of the land borders here are still shut. You can't enter Azerbaijan by land, you can only fly here. Seeing some of the dates on a lot of those big posters, a lot of them are my age when they passed away, which is quite humbling. Yeah, it makes you think about how fortunate I am to be living the life I am. But anyway, yeah, gonna make the most of it and get on with today.
Biking within Azerbaijan, there were nudges that the life I was seeing had not been shaped only by a peaceful past. Many families here lived the collapse of the Soviet Union, war, displacement, and years of uncertainty. People have fought for land, identity, safety, and the ability to call somewhere home. The wounds of that past aren't confined to a textbook. They live in monuments and family accounts and the people who never came back, and in the way the moment now is understood. I was only passing by. I hadn't lived any of it, and I didn't want to act as if a few conversations gave me the ability to simplify the conflict with pain on each side. What I could see was the standpoint of my own fortunate position. I can choose hardship as an adventure. I can bike into uncertainty knowing I have a passport, a home, and people waiting for me when I decide to leave. For many people, uncertainty was never a choice. It turned up at their door and changed the course of their family. That thought made my own complaints feel quite small.
So it appears on the other side of this canal, they're building a new one, which is fully cased in cement. Whoa. And they've done some major earthworks to carve out the new canal. They've shifted a lot of dirt. I'm quite stoked there was a fence between me and that dog. Otherwise I would not have been that calm. Woohoo! 2 hours in, snack time. I've got a bun. I was looking at all the items and the guy at the shop pointed at this one. No clue what's in it. So we'll find out. That was another jam bun. Quite good. Fig jam again, I believe. Yeah, not bad for 20 cents USD or about there. But I think they could up the quantity of jam in there. Just tastes like a lot of bun and then the odd bite of jam.
Otursana burada. Bak, bu yolu çıkış asfaltlar ha. Buradan dağ gibi gedirsən belə. Ha, bax belə. Ha, kırım tavuğu. Ha, elə də olur. Ha, belə. Ha, elə də. Yok, 2 dənə, bununla 2 dənə.
Salam. That was quite cool. I was biking past and all those old guys were heckling me. So I decided to stop, sat down and had some tea. Felt super welcome there. The guy was cool. Managed to have a little bit of conversation with him. Yeah, told him where I was going. Said I was following along the mountains and doing a bike tour of Azerbaijan. And yeah, he thought that was quite cool. He was shocked I was here to visit. Yeah, a bunch of the old boys were playing a game with the dominoes. Cool to see the local vibe. And it was cool they let me be a part of it.
What game where is you? Where are you? What game? Bam game. Çay. Çay içen.
New Zealand.
Sen Finlandiya.
Zealandia.
Ana ata var mı? Amerika. Sen Amerika ile Amerika.
Zealand.
Ha, Finlandiya.
Zealandia.
Ha, Finlandiya. Adın nedir adın? Ama terk edip gelirsen de. Ya. Oh.
Just had an early lunch. All that town had was a supermarket, so I indulged in some of the finest local cuisine and in some cocoa and vanilla balls. Ate them out of my helmet, of course, only adds to the flavour. And then also, I was eating at a bus stop. A local walked past and found me and ended up sitting with me for almost 20 minutes. He was saying a lot and nothing was understood. Maybe a little bit, maybe just communicate a tiny bit, not too much. But again, it's just so cool to see how excited the locals get when they see an out-of-towner, a little white boy like me. Anyway, we're going to be climbing for the next couple hours. We're passing a few towns. All of them seem like quite tiny farming towns though. So not too sure there'll be a whole bunch happening.
kept expecting people to be too busy for me. They almost never were. Someone would notice the bike, call out, and whatever had been happening a moment earlier would pause. Work stopped, questions started. Then usually before I understood what was happening, I was sitting down with food on the table and a glass of chai in my hand. There was such a genuine excitement in meeting an outsider. Not because I was important, but because I was new. People wanted to know where I had been, why I was there, and what I thought of their home. More importantly, they wanted to make sure I was looked after while I answered. I'm used to a culture where people being independent is a point of honour. We do our best not to inconvenience people. We schedule catch up, value our time, and sometimes become so good at minding our own business that we forget to notice one another. Here, hospitality felt immediate. It wasn't offered once things had finished. It stopped all else. In those moments, the food and tea mattered, especially after hours on the bike. But the deeper gift was being made to feel that my existence wasn't a burden. For a few minutes, a totally unknown person made space for me in their day. That is something I think we could all learn off of.
Wow, I just spent the last hour getting shaken to bits. It was like slightly uphill, super bumpy and savage. Feels so good to be back on a paved surface at the moment. Oh yeah, I think that's the top of the hill. Stoked. That was hard in that heat. And I think way in the distance, I can see where I'm staying tonight. Sheki, at the base of the Caucasus Mountains. Wow, they're looming tall out there. Truck trail. That is the final stop before Sheki. 27k to go. One more hill to climb and then we've made it. Oh. Wow, I thought that was never going to end. That was awful. That was the bog of eternal stench. So swampy, so muddy, so many puddles, so bumpy. Slightly uphill, so I could never pick up my speed. And yeah, now I'm covered in mud, dirty, smelling awful. But we survived, I guess. It was a long 50 minutes. 10k to go. We can get this done. Well, I had to choose the accommodation at the top of the steepest hill. We made it though. I just checked into my accommodation. I'm staying at a guest house, being hosted by a family. The couple there are lovely. They both speak a bit of English, so I was able to have a conversation with them. Yeah, stoked with that find. It feels super homely, and looking forward to sitting down with them later and chatting a bit. They're also going to serve up some food in the morning, so looking forward to that. And now I'm heading into town to, yeah, have a look about, see what I can find.
Sheki sits at the foot of the Caucasus Mountains, where important commerce paths once connected nations and empires. Its location pulled in merchants, handymen, and ideas that passed into the city for years. Silk became the main focus point to its success, and that wealth can be seen in the markets, merchant houses, and the Khan's palace. The centre holds layers of Safavid and Qajar influence, shaped into something distinctly local. Sheki was the centre of its own Khanate, starting in the mid-18th to the early 19th. Later, political power changed, commerce evolved, and the modern city took hold of it. Yet the old identity can still be found. Today Sheki Centre and Khan's Palace are honoured as UNESCO sites, not because the city is stuck in one moment, but because so many parts of it still coexist. After days of open desert and isolated paths, making it here felt almost overwhelmed. The journey had suddenly placed me inside the accumulated work of multiple past civilizations.
We have some kotab.
One is filled with, I believe, spinach or something similar, and the other is full of cheese. Native dish. First time I'm gonna have it, so we'll see how it goes. That cheese cotard was okay. Didn't mind it. Didn't think it was the best. But that other one was actually filled with herbs, and that was off the charts. Big fan of that. Lots of flavour. And I just picked up. The kid just kept putting stuff in. I like pointed to one, and then pointed to another, and then he just started putting a whole bunch in. Got no clue what any of them are. So yeah, I'll have them later and see how they go. So I've had one bite of each. They all taste honestly quite similar. This one is quite nutty. That one's quite nutty. That one's quite nutty. So is that one. They're okay. Super sweet. They're all like coated in this thick sugar glaze. Not bad, but not the best. Morning. It's bang on 7:30 and just been served up another massive feast. Damn, stoked to get into it. What a place. Where do we start? A new day. Just had a big feed. That was awesome. And today is a bit of a chill day. We are staying in Sheki all day because I wanted to at least spend one day here where I could take it in, soak it up, and that is what today is. Today we are going to go to the town in the valley over and visit what is called the Albanian temple and see what that's about. I'm also actually on the way going to go stop in at the local Sheki market, which I think should be quite cool. And in we go. Oh, it's okay. I only asked for a couple, but I think he thought I meant a couple dollars worth. He's still going. I'm quite scared about how much this is going to cost. Okay. Well, I've now got 1 kg worth of whatever that was. Just leaving the market there. It's always quite cool seeing how the locals live their day-to-day life. Massive market. You can buy anything there. I wanted to indulge myself and get myself a snack. And I found these, what I believe to be like this dough cooked in oil. And then they were bathing in like a glucose soup. So I asked for 2 of them, and then the guy starts filling up this bag, and now I assume I have 2 kg of whatever those things are, but that only cost me about $2 New Zealand. So I've got a lot of food, but that mistake didn't cost me too much. What was quite a shock to me was all the butchers there. They all have car heads lined up on the benches to, I believe, show the quality of the meat of the kill. And then they've got all sorts of animals still alive, tied up by the legs. Makes me feel a bit uneasy, but I guess that's just their way of doing things here. And I've definitely become quite accustomed to the way I'm used to doing things back at home. Anyway, we are heading to Kish now to go find this Albanian temple. My host said it was all flat there, but it is now quite evident that it is most certainly uphill. I think she meant it was flat as in smooth, because I was complaining about how bumpy it had been. So it's about the small wins, I guess. I'm inhaling some fumes, oh my. Okay, we have made it to Kish and the Albanian temple. Oh, I need the piece of paper he gave me. That's hectic.
there's another skeleton down there. That's hectic. Wow. It appears there's just skeletons scattered all over the place here. Another one down there. Such a wild place. It's cool to see that. Gonna go explore this town a little further, see what else is here.
Hello.
Salam. Huh? Football?
My memory. Hello.
Hello. His shoe just went flying over the fence. Bye.
Bye.
Whoa! I'm slipping. These stones are slick.
Just outside of Sheki in the village of Kish, I visited a temple connected to the Caucasian Albania, not in the modern place in the Balkans, but an ancient kingdom that once covered parts of these mountains. The building has been patched up and studied many times, and the site makes its way deep into the faithful past of the Caucasus. Standing inside it, time felt almost impossible to measure. Whole belief systems and kingdoms had passed this small village, before New Zealand existed as the nation I know it as today. Then, I stepped outside and ended up playing football with a couple of local kids. That diverge stayed with me. One moment I was attempting to understand years of archives. The next we were chasing a bull on the same patch of land other kids most likely would have done in one form or another so many years ago. Spending life in New Zealand, our past as a modern nation feels young. Places like this pull out my sense of time. I wondered whether these kids had even stopped to think that people may have walked versions of these alleyways 1,000 years ago. They most likely hadn't. Why would they? To them, this wasn't an ancient site, it was home. Maybe that is the most odd thing about the past. One person sees the world to stand in awe of it, while another is just being a kid kicking a football in the middle of it.
That was quite a cool side excursion. Ended up playing some soccer or football with some of the local kids, which was fun. And then it got invited in to have a coffee at one of the tea houses, which was quite cool that they're just so like open to welcoming me into their community. But that coffee was quite gnarly. That was hardcore. I'm not much of a coffee person, and that almost wiped me out. So now I'm gonna go find a market and get some water to wash my mouth out.
Where are you from?
New Zealand, Zelanda.
Wow. What are you doing here?
Coming to visit and look. I'm doing a tour of Azerbaijan by bike.
How old are you?
21.
Much younger.
Yeah? Is that good?
Probably.
Your English, it's good.
Normal.
Where did you learn?
I live in Russia. I learned there.
Wow, awesome. So, are you visiting?
I'm Azerbaijani.
Oh, but you learn there.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Salam.
Laram.
Video.
Camera.
Yeah.
Video.
Video. Wait. Oh, no more gears.
What shocked me most was that culture here didn't feel like something saved only for visitors. It was in the food people insisted I ate, the tea poured without asking, the patterns in the building, the work of local handymen, the language, music, and the honour people showed when I said I'd come to learn about their home. Many places modernised by smoothing away the things that make them stand out. Here, even after decades of political change and outside influence, people seemed determined to keep hold what identified them. That didn't mean pushing out the modern world. Phones came out for photos, kids followed the same fads as kids all over the world. New buildings stood beside old ones. Culture wasn't stuck in time. It was being pushed forward and adjusted by each line of descendants. I began to understand why my excuse for coming here meant so much to people. I wasn't here to tell them what Azerbaijan was, I was asking them to show me. And when people have fought to hold their identity, genuine wonder can feel like a form of the utmost value.
Just found a spot for lunch. The owner here spoke quite good English. Picked me out something that has no meat. It's a local dish and we're gonna see what it is. Yeah, quite a cool spot, and the guy was super helpful. Stoked that I bumped into him.
Asparagus salad, asparagus salad, homemade, very good.
Good? Can you suggest it? Okay.
You want?
Sure.
Very good. Asparagus and garlic.
Okay.
Homemade. So it's real.
Wow. Yes, yes.
Please, bon appetit, and
Awesome.
welcome back. You tasting?
What's this?
Asparagus.
Ah, the salad. Awesome.
Yes, yes. It is no meat.
Oh,
It is-
okay.
Yes.
It's boiled.
Yes, yes. It is-
That's
it is-
why it doesn't have
It is
colour.
boiled. This handwork.
Yours?
Yes.
Wow.
This handwork.
Amazing.
And it is tree. It's
Wow.
my handwork.
All you.
It is my hobby.
Your hobby. Wow. Wow.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Azerbaijan big problem, cut system. Government take money and give after 1 month. It is a big problem.
I see.
Thank you very much. Anytime come visit.
Thank you. Maybe dinner.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was
You
good.
how many time in Sheki? Come visit. No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day. What a nice fella. He even showed me his handiwork out the back, and it was a good meal. Quite liked the yogurt herb soup. The other salad was mainly oil, which I'm not a massive fan on, but it was okay. It was salty, actually. I think that's why I thought that was not too bad, but yeah, the oil put me off a little bit. Gonna head back to the guest house and do some admin, make a plan for the next few days and chill out, hang the legs up.
My host has made dinner for me tonight. We've got the same thing I had for lunch, doga, I think. And then we have some kind of vegetable cooked in like an egg, and then salad, and then a bunch of this good stuff. Stoked. That's the feast. Looking forward to getting into it. She made me a lot. I think she saw how much I ate this morning and saw that I like to eat. Demolished. That was good. Quite full now. That was a feast. Super stoked that I decided to stay in and take up that offer. Ooh, I'm gonna have to wait a while for that one to settle down. I'd started this journey thinking adventure meant finding unfamiliar places. By Sheki, I found a place that can stay unfamiliar even after you turn up. You can see the buildings, learn the dates, and bike all over the alleyways, but understanding begins only when people let you into the meaning behind them. They happened in small moments: a glass of chai pushed into my hands, a meal shared without a common language, a football kicked between kids, or the honour on someone's face when they spoke about home. The past here was immense, and some of it was painful. Yet, what stayed with me wasn't only what people had endured, it was what they continued to hold. Hospitality, identity, humour, and their willingness to welcome somebody whose home was on the other side of the world. A haired path would climb into the Caucasus. I expected the mountains to make me feel small. I didn't yet know that the kindness waiting inside them would do exactly the same thing.